Hello one and all, my name is Ryan Bruce, my friends call me Fluff, and today on Wrists, Beards, and Gear, we get to check out the all-new LP-UNF Ultra Near Field monitors from Kali Audio. When I first had Kali Audio monitors on the channel, it must have been the very first monitors. I think it was the LP6 on this channel. I think that was like 5 years ago or longer. I'm not really sure. Time just passes us all by. However, at the time, you would see the price point and then you would think, well, what's the catch? Like, these are really too good to be true. We now know today that it's not too good to be true. Kali Audio really pushed the budget monitor game forward and proved that you could get actual mix-ready, mix-grade monitors at an affordable price. And today we get to check out the LP-UNF Ultra Near Field monitors from Kali Audio. Now, before we go any further, this is a sponsored video. Kali Audio asked me to show you guys these monitors. I have not been asked to say anything good or bad about these monitors. All thoughts and opinions are still mine. Now, the LP-UNF monitors are meant to be small, compact monitors that have a lot of I/O, which we will talk about in just a second, and they're meant to really be set up on a desk, and they are purpose designed to be close and on a desk. Ultra near field, you can consider basically within arm's reach. That's where these are supposed to go. So for you college folk especially, these monitors are for you. Now, something that I think is unique to the Kali Audio line is there is a primary and secondary monitor, meaning both of your audio inputs are going to come into one monitor, and then there is a connecting cable that will then come to the second monitor. Now, its factory configuration is the primary monitor is the left, and the left is the one that has all of the bells and whistles in the back of the monitor. However, you can switch that if you'd like. Speaking of I/O, there are a multitude of ways to connect to the LP-UNF monitors because, again, Kali Audio is assuming that you're going to be really a modern musician, producer, singer, songwriter, mix engineer, a do-it-all kind of person. So there are RCA inputs, there are quarter-inch TRS inputs, there is Bluetooth input, and then USB-C input. So what that means is you don't even have to have an audio interface in order to utilize the LP-UNF. You can come straight out of your MacBook, USB-C, straight into the monitors. You don't have to have an external audio device in order to drive these. However, if you don't want to use USB-C and you are on, let's say, an iPad and you're producing away, you can connect to these via Bluetooth. I think that is just brilliant. Now, like all Kali Audio monitors, there is the boundary EQ system with the dip switches on the back for your various situations, whether you are on a table, on dedicated stands not near a table, on a monitor bridge, etc., etc. However, your mileage may vary, and it just depends on your specific setup and how you would set these. Consult the manual, because the manual has lots of useful information. Now, the LP-UNF monitors feature a 4.5-inch woofer and a 1-inch tweeter, and the waveguide is specifically designed for the monitors to be upright, okay? So you don't want to be putting these, you don't want to be putting them this way. That defeats the purpose of the waveguide. Keep them vertical. Now let's talk about how these things sound. The frequency response on the LP-UNFs are 47 hertz to 21 kilohertz. I would say these are usable for anything rock, country, pop, indie. However, if you're going to be doing a lot of sub work, you will probably need to be checking your lows with a really good set of headphones or a subwoofer. However, I don't think you really need a subwoofer if you're doing, the one person music production thing. If you're gonna send this off to someone to get mixed in, you're using this in a production role. If you're writing and tracking, you will be just fine with these monitors. These sound hilariously full for how big, or how not big these things are, if that makes sense. And because of the boundary EQ on the back, you were able to pretty much compensate for any lack of low end depending on your situation, right? So if you were actually physically on a desk, typically you would be sacrificing some frequency ranges, but it's not an issue with the battery EQ. And lastly, these things are 300 bucks a pair. Think about that for just a second. The amount of connectivity and the I/O that these have versus other monitors in this price point doesn't even make it a competition. Now, my initial reservation was of one thing, and that was the connector between the primary and secondary monitor. I didn't experience any latency or phase issues or anything like that like you would on the really cheap studio monitors that are out there. I didn't experience that with these monitors. It felt full, it felt fast, the sound felt very linear, and I wasn't expecting that out of speakers this size. Pretty cool. I will be using these for the time being as my B set of monitors. So I have, my setup is some Genelecs with a subwoofer. I always check with non-sub supported monitors. These will be next to my Genelecs for the time being. I've been quite enjoying them in the admittedly several months that I have had them. I will link down below in the description if you would like to know more about all things Kali Audio LP-UNF. And with that, you've been wonderful. I've been Fluff. Thank you so much for watching. I'll see you next time.